The unsafe camping ordinance would prohibit encampments anytime near schools, shelters, parks, and open spaces. It would also ban encampments on other public property, but only when shelter space is available. The city of San Diego has roughly 2,400 shelter beds, most of which are in use. But the latest point-in-time count data shows there's 3,200 unsheltered homeless. Former San Diego Mayor Kevin Faulconer says that presents a problem.
And the worst thing that you can do is to say to neighbors across San Diego that they were going to get rid of tent encampments when you cannot actually do that if you do not have the shelter capacity.
The former mayor, who is mulling another run for some type of public office, says the lack of shelter beds would render the ordinance useless. And he says moving homeless away from parks and schools would just move them to other neighborhoods. San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria has been campaigning for the ordinance. He says 2 safe campgrounds near Balboa Park are ready to launch in weeks. While that could add 500 tent spaces, it's not enough to meet the entire need. Gloria says it's a short-term solution while the city invests in more shelter spaces. That comprehensive shelter plan will be presented to the city council this week. The ordinance would ban encampments near sensitive areas like schools and parks, and that would be in effect regardless of shelter capacity.
The taxpayers of this city are anticipated to spend over $200 million in the upcoming fiscal year in responding to our homelessness crisis. For that investment, it is reasonable to expect that you have free access to your parks throughout this city to be used by those very same taxpayers.
The nonprofit Alpha Project operates 4 shelters with city funding in San Diego. CEO Bob McElroy says the unsafe camping ordinance is a step in the right direction. He's pro-enforcement, but
unless you have an alternative, a place for people to go, you can't, then you're criminalizing homelessness.
A spokesperson for Mayor Todd Gloria says he's done far more to address homelessness than anyone in our region's history, including increasing shelter capacity by 70%, expanding the safe parking program, and the creation of 2 safe sleeping sites for hundreds of people to camp legally to go along with a prohibition on tent encampments. Matt Hoffman, KPBS News.